Hey guys, it's coreross and welcome to 6 News. As we are now one day away from the launch of Operation Parabellum, the Rainbow Six guys are starting to put out a lot more marketing material. So first of all, we've got this really cool, high quality version of the Thatcher Elite. We've seen this at the live stream, but this is in full effect with the audio in the background as well. And that'll be coming out with the launch of Operation Parabellum. But what they also showed us was a behind the scenes video. So I've gone through the video and I've picked out all the really cool like concept art and kind of the behind the scenes looks at what the operators could have looked like and things like that. And it is full of concept art. At one point it flicks through some Alibi stuff and it flicks through so quickly that there's like 20 variations of Alibi that pop up. So we're going to go through it in order from start to finish, how it appears in the video. So up first is this Maestro concept art. Of course, the first one is pretty much what we got in game, and then we get two other variations, of course, based on Italian CTUs, and any of these to me would have looked pretty damn good in game. So really love this concept art. Then we get a little bit more Maestro. This looks to be way earlier concept art, and he already looks like that cheeky son of a bitch already. Then we've got these concept arts, which just look badass. The cheekiness is totally gone on these. The Maestro and these ones just looks like a total badass. Really cool, really nice, and I love the stance and everything. And I don't know what weapon he has. Maybe someone can tell me. It's always interesting. The concept arts pretty much always have different weapons from what they end up in game with. They probably don't know at that point, but it's always kind of curious to see which weapons are showing up. Don't know if that means they may show up in the future or what. But all of these just to me shout badass and look really cool. Then we've got some Alibi ones here, and again I think these ones are very badass again. She looks like she means business, and of course we've got MP5 SD there, which of course Echo uses. Not sure about the pistol though. Seems quite bulky, whatever it is. But she looks pretty tough and strong in these concept arts. Loving it. Then we've got Maestro and Alibi here. They talk in the video about how they cover Alibi's face. Of course, there'll be a link to that video in the description below. How they cover her face in the game model, but actually, like when she appears in market and stuff, she's actually got her face revealed. So they talked about how she's got that kind of face up, and I think it plays into her whole idea of her being like being an alibi, being a decoy. So really cool. And that is our Italians standing next to each other. In their backstory, they might have something going on. So it kind of seems like they work quite closely with each other, which is really cool. Then we're getting super detailed with our Maestro here. So face details, awesome. I think from what we've seen in the CG trailer, he does look quite different in that compared to what we see here. But we're starting to obviously see that armor getting finalized into what we end up with. The shotgun shells and everything are already there. We can see that they're using real life armor. They're even using a real life backpack, which I think has a seat integrated into it. Then we're moving on to Alibi here. So this looks like quite early sketches of our head model and giving an idea of what they're kind of going with. I think the whole style of it looks really good. It looks like they kind of went straight to the idea of this kind of balaclava over her face and covering her face up, and looks really cool. Love the strike in red, real nice. This here of course shows Alibi pretty much how she appears in game. It looks like they've actually got like scored, like they've got obviously body armor here, real references, but you can actually see someone's like scored out a bunch of it, like they said nah, don't put that on or something like that. Like maybe there's been development on that and they've gone, let's give her less and less, pouches and stuff on her chest rather than have all that extra stuff. We're going to take that off, maybe make it a bit more minimalistic. Maybe a bit lighter considering she is a 3-speed op, so maybe they wanted to reduce the weightiness of her look. Then we get this shot that shows Alibi putting out our holograms, and it looks like the initial concept was a sphere. That doesn't appear that it actually opens up, it just kind of sat there between the legs. I do like that. It's kind of got a nice simplicity to it. The thing about the one that we're getting is that from range, you can usually just not see the actual holographic base at all. and usually it's just kind of shooting in the general area to take it out. Whereas I kind of like the idea of it being a sphere just sitting on the ground. That kind of looks cool to me. Now we're going to go through an absolute butt ton of Alibi concept sketch here. So this gives an impression of how many concept art sketches for each operator is made and the variation. So this is of course number one. Then it quickly switches to this one, which I think looks really nice. I love the dark blue. Then we move on to another one. This has kind of got I don't know what I'd call this, but I like it. I like it. Kind of got a big color, kind of like what Frost kind of has. And overall, love the colors, love the armor. Looks really, really nice. Then we switch over to these ones. I think that second one is probably one of my favorite, or maybe the one on the right. Like, I don't know. Those, to be honest, actually, all three of them there on the right hand side look really, really nice. Can't really pick out an absolute favorite, but love how she looks in those ones. I do think I always prefer not having the face actually covered, but I get it with Alibi. It kind of works for her character. But yeah, so not a fan of the all black one on the left, and I don't know, is she actually wearing a gas mask as well? Then we have a ton of different variations with just different camos for that other one, which makes me think maybe they liked that one and decided to play around with a whole bunch of different camos for it. Yeah, and yeah, loving it. Then we get this one on the left, brand new one again. I kind of like this one, nice and simple. Looks a bit more old school, and yeah, love that too. Then we're back to having, the face completely covered again, and I'd say probably don't like that one as much. And then this one is, I don't know, I kind of like this one actually. Kind of having the just a shirt, no kind of like vest or anything on, because I don't think we actually have an operator that kind of looks like that in game. I don't know, I kind of like this one. It seems a bit more casual to me. Like he literally just had to go from like the cafeteria to a terrorist operation. I do kind of like it. I think that would look really nice on our Alibi in game. Then we kind of switch to a different way. So this is our all body armored up, definitely in our combat outfit, and again they're playing with that covering the whole face as well. Then we've got a very dark outfit with face all covered. I'm glad they did go with like the adding a lot of red to her head, because otherwise she would be hard to see if she was a darker color. Kind of like a black balaclava would not be the best. Then we've got this one kind of playing around with the different kind of vests, kind of combat outfit yet again. Then we're back to the black balaclava and combat vest, kind of a nice colored outfit as well. Quite like that. But I'm glad again, like I say, I'm glad they did not go with a black balaclava. Don't think that would have worked. And then we have a variation of that one that I really liked, but it does not work with the face covered, I think. Then we see the first one where I think this is the first one that actually played around with that red in our face, and definitely works, but I think having the hat, the beret, also red does make it much better. And you can see here, got yourself an assault rifle of some type. Now, of course, I don't know if the concept artists at the time knew that they would both be defenders, or if this is just what they were playing with to get a kind of idea of the initial look of the operators. But she's looking pretty good. I love the red beret, and yeah, looking very nice. Then we get to see Alibi with her full face. Good looking girl, like, real nice. Loving the hair, loving everything. I love this kind of concept art. Like, I could not do that, and I think it looks freaking gorgeous. Then let's move on to Maestro's turret. So this is the only bit of concept art that we see for this turret. We do know from other concept arts that I've covered that it did look very different in the past. But you can see from this concept art that this looks pretty much exactly the same as it does in game. It does have a bit more stuff inside the kind of the laser emitter area. It's got like heat sinks and stuff in it that do kind of fit in really well with the idea that it overheats. But with this, it's much more about having just that big laser element, which does look sweet. In game though, I think it loses, because this does kind of look like the type of thing that we shoot, because it's based on technology, laser technology that can take down missiles. So this does look kind of more like that. Whereas in game, it does kind of look more like a little spaceman's helmet. Whereas I think with this, I think the fact it's got a circular bit for the actual bulletproof glass, I think that's what makes this look just a touch more like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm seeing things, just seeing it in the concept art. Then we get this one in Maestro. We can see all that badass outfits again. And I think in these ones, he looks really badass. They obviously, I think, went more comedy or sass, something like that, in the final one for Maestro and his personality. But I would have loved to have seen him in the total badass, like mean motherfucker looking stance. Although we might see that with new operators in the future. Let's see. And of course, here we have Maestro. Yeah, looking like yeah, he's in maximum sass mode right now, and that's definitely the way they took his character. But still, loving him. Love Maestro. He's going to be awesome to play. And then again, we've got the humor playing in here. This actually totally looks like fan art, and I freaking love it. So Maestro's kind of obviously bailing out off a plane. He's lighting his cigarette, throwing away the match. Alibi is obviously just attached to him. I love the fact that she's like tiny compared to him. She's shooting her pistol. Everything that's happening in this is just crazy, and I love it. I have no idea what the backstory. I'm guessing there was some sort of idea of what the heck this was based on, but maybe we'll never know. But I freaking love it. It looks awesome. So anyway, guys, that's a little look at behind the scenes for Operation Parabellum. Hope you enjoyed this, and I'll catch you guys next time.